Capricorn. Hello, this is your reading for the week of February 9th, or when you hear it and it resonates. Capricorn, I feel like there's a lot coming through here. Okay, so this is the first thing. What I get are two cards falling out, and immediately what I'm getting with these two cards is the idea of saying what you feel as opposed to giving an opinion. So what might that look like? I'm going to use a really obvious one. Instead of saying you're being condescending when you talk to me, you can say, when you speak that way, I am feeling somehow as though I'm being shamed, or old emotions of shame and belittlement are coming up for me. As opposed to you're being arrogant and condescending. When you do that, what you do is by going into opinion, you're very much going into your head, and it's keeping you from saying what you're actually feeling. And it's so much easier just to go into opinion, because when we go into feeling, there's that vulnerability. Well, if you're feeling belittled, then it must be because you're already insecure. Well, yeah, like 90% of the population is. That's one of the big wounds. So it's that sense of, dare we say we need something, we are feeling vulnerable, we are feeling any of these soft emotions that we think are indications of a sense of unworthiness, or any of those perceptions that we think people might have of us, or people growing up led us to believe they thought about us. Any of those things, it's relevant for them to come up. When you go into opinion, you're going into logical mind, you're staying out of feeling. And why is it important to go into feeling? Exactly for the reasons that we've just discussed. If these are old beliefs that you have that are indicating you feel unworthy and that you are shameful, oh my goodness, of course, Capricorn, you want to get out of that. You don't want that being the thing that is the lens through which you make choices about your life, right? We want you to move into it in a way where you have the ability to see yourself as a free creative spirit. Now, what you're being told, though, for some of you, I love it. What you're being told, some of you, my friends, are dealing with a situation where there may be grief, and it may be important to experience the emotion of forgiveness. Now, what's important here is that grief is considered to be one of the most powerful emotions. And really interesting, when I was asking for a clarification card just now, I got power. Okay? So you've got grief, forgiveness, and power. The forgiveness card says hold no grudges. Whatever blame you want to put on somebody, for now, just think, you know what? Whatever I think is true or not true, I don't really know. I don't know. I'm going to suspend my opinion, and I am going to say, for now, just for now, I don't need to be right about this situation. I can let go of the possibility that my interpretation of this situation, this person, there's a lot more to it that I don't understand. And it doesn't mean that you can't experience the grief that goes along with whatever loss of relationship, loss of belief, loss of faith in a person or a situation. Doesn't mean that you are not going to experience those things. But what it means is you get to be in touch with your feeling about it, rather than projecting an opinion out onto somebody else, so that you don't have to face the deep sadness, the deep grief. Grief is one of the most powerful emotions because it cracks the heart open so these feelings can come up. And Capricorn, one of the beautiful things about that is when your heart opens and you move into those deeper feelings, that's where you really access that's where you're capable of accessing a deeper understanding of who you really are, beyond the personality that gets wounded. Okay? Grief is said to be one of the most key emotions because it resonates with the first grief, which is separation from source, which of course never really happens. That's the illusion. But by going into that, what happens is you reconnect with your understanding that you are an expression of source. That is where your power lies. It's not in the personality or the mind that forces things. It's in the high heart, the higher conscious mind. It's in understanding the incredible power that you have as a divine being. And as you do that, what you've got is you've got your creativity coming online in a way that maybe you didn't realize was an option for you, or maybe you've always suspected or hoped for it. Understand that creativity doesn't mean having to be producing great works of art. Creativity is something all of us experience. It's a function of our brain, it's a function of our levels of consciousness. Creativity can be in the way you decorate your house, the way you cook, the kind of mustard you use on your sandwich. Creativity is just a natural expression of our inherent divine energy as it's coming out through all these different lenses, all these different templates that we touch, that we grow through, the frames of reference and the beliefs that we experience and then discard. It's all an aspect of us creating a fuller identity of ourselves and our connection to what our essential nature is. I feel like this is a really, really fantastic reading for you, Capricorn, because this is where it gives you the opportunity to move out of just planning and organizing and getting things done and working, and allows you to really embrace with a kindness towards yourself and with a trust towards yourself that you're able to deal with these things, that you're able to deal with these emotions and really get in touch with where your power and your creativity is and what it's going to look like for you at any given point in time, because it will change. Okay? Capricorn, I'm going to leave you with that. I wish you well. Take care, my dears.